welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm Carrie, and this is Andrew. And this recital that we're presenting is called Dichterliebe, an American Songbook, Storytelling Through Song. We'll begin with Schumann's Dichterliebe, which was originally composed in 1840 during Schumann's Year of Song, which was a creative surge in the year in which he married Clara Schumann. Supposedly he wrote it in a week, and it was originally published as 20 songs, later edited down to 16 in publication in 1844. Dichterliebe means a poet's love, and the text is by Heinrich Heine, a famous German poet, originally from a section called Lyrical Intermezzo from Heine's Buch der Lieder, a story of love spiraling into misery. You see the poet's emotional journey of love and loss, which you will experience through music. You'll notice a difference in the tone and timbre of songs towards the beginning of cycle and songs towards the end of the cycle. You'll also notice, if you're familiar with some Lieder, or a little bit of Lieder, you might recognize a few of the songs in this first cycle. One thing that you'll notice about the pieces that you might recognize is they're easier to excerpt. So in particular, the first song, a song toward the middle, and one of the songs at the end are ones you may have heard before. Some of the others are much harder to just pull out and sing on their own, because Schumann really plays with the relationship between voice and piano. We're really equal players in this piece, and it's very fluid between melody back and forth between the two, and in the fluidity from piece to piece. So those are things to look out for in Dichterliebe.
Die Rose, die Lilie, die Taube, die Sonne, die Liebe ist an allein Liebeswonne. Ich lieb sie nicht mehr, ich liebe alleine, die Kleine, die Feine, die Reine, die Heine. Sie selber alle Liebe wohne, ist Rose und Lilie und Taube und Sonne. Ich liebe alleine, die Kleine, die Feine, die Reine, die Heine, die Heine. Wenn ich in deine Augen seh, Ich will meine Seele tauschen in den Kelch der Lilie hinein. Die Lilie soll klingen, horchen, ein Lied von der Liebsten mein. Das Lied soll schauen und beben, wie die Kuss vor ihrem Mund. Dann sie mir hat gegeben, in wunderbar süße Stund. Im Rhein, im heilige Strom, da spiegelt sich in den Fell mit seinem großen Dom das große heilige Quell. Im Dom, da steht ein Bildnis auf goldenem Leder gemalt. In meines Lebens Bildnis hast freundlich hineingestrahlt. Es schweben Blumen und Englein und unserer liebe Frau, die Augen, die Lippen, Welt. Das Mädchen nimmt aus Ärger der ersten besten Mann, der ihr in den Weg gelaufen, der Jüngling ist ebendran. Es ist eine alte Geschichte, doch bleibt immer neu. Und wenn sie es passiert, dem bricht das Herz entzwei. Ich hab im Traum geweint. Mir träumte, du lägest im Grab. Ich wache auf und die Träne floss noch von der Wange herab. Ich hab im Traum geweint. Mir träumst du, verließest mich. Ich wachte auf und ich weinte noch lange bitterlich. Ich hab im Traum geweint, mir träumte, du warst mir noch gut. Ich wachte auf und noch immer strömt meine Tränen Flut. Köpfchen. Aus deinen Augen schleichen sich die Perlentränentröpfchen. Du sagst mir heimlich ein leises Wort und gibst mir den Strauß von Zypressen. Ich wache auf und der Strauß, ich wollt uns wird, hat ihn vergessen. Aus alten Märchen weht es hervor mit weißer Hand, das segnet und zerklingt von einem Zauberland, wo bunte Blumen blühen und golden Abendlicht und lieblich Stunden glühen mit bräutlichem Gesicht. Und grüne Baumen singen uralte Melodien, die Lütterräume klängen und Fänge schmettern rein. Und Nebenbilder steigen, wo aus dem Meer hervor, und tanzen Luft gen Regen und wunderliche Chor. Und blaue Funken brennen an jedem Blatt und Reis, und rote Lichter rennen im Kreis. Und weite Quellen brechen aus wildem Morgenstein, und seltsam in der Leichen statt als Bernstein. Ach, könnt ich dorthin kommen und dort mein Herz erfreuen und aller Qualen entnommen und frei und selig sein. Ach, jenes Land der Wonne, das seh ich oft im Traum. Doch kommt der Morgensonne, zerfließt wie eitel Schaum, zerfließt wie eitel Schaum. Die alten bösen Lieder, die Träume bös und arg, die lasst uns jetzt begraben, holt einem großen Stark. Hinein ich gar manches, doch sag ich noch nicht was. Der Sarg muss sein noch größer wie sein der Berger Fass und holt eine Totenbare und Bretter fest und dick. Ach, muss sie sein noch länger als wie zunächst die Brück und holt mir auch zwei Fräsen, die müssen noch stärker sein, als weder starker Christoph im Tod zu Köln anrein. Die sollen der Sargfurt tragen und senken ins Meer hinab.
I hope you enjoyed our first half. So we're going to switch gears a little bit to now songs in English, so you don't have to look at the translations while you listen. We're going to do, I think, 4 songs. I don't know how many there are. The program will tell you, from American musical theater. And so our first song, we're going to the 1990s to the show A Secret Garden. And Carrie here will be playing our protagonist, Archie, who lives in a large mansion stricken with grief over his dead wife, Lily, who had been an avid gardener. Archie's 10-year-old niece, who happens to bear a strong physical resemblance to Lily, just become an orphan, and she is sent to live with Archie at his mansion, and she asks him if she can start a garden of her own.
A bit of earth. She wants a little bit of earth. She'll plant some seeds. The seeds will grow. The flowers bloom. What is their bounty? What she needs? How can she chance to love a little bit of earth she does not know? The earth is old and doesn't care if one small girl wants things to grow. She needs a friend. She needs a father, brother, sisters, mothers, aunts. She needs to laugh. She needs to dance and learn to work her girlish jobs. She needs a home, the only thing she really needs I cannot give. Instead she asks a bit of earth to make it live. She should have a pony gallop across the moon. She should have a tall house with 100 rooms per floor. Why can't she ask for a treasure? Something that money can't buy, that won't die. When I give her the one she asks instead for some earth, a bit of earth. She wants a little bit of earth. She'll plant some seeds. The seeds will grow. The flowers bloom. Their beauty just the thing she needs. She'll grow to love the tender roses, lilies fair, the iris tall, and then in fall, her bit of earth will freeze and kill them all. A bit of earth, a bit of earth, a bit of earth, a bit of earth.
Our next song was written by one of the most prolific songwriting teams in the American theater, Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it comes from the musical Carousel, written in 1947. In this scene, the characters Billy and Julie find themselves alone together one evening. They are beginning to fall in love, but they're not able yet to directly confess their feelings to one another.
If I loved you time and again, I would try to say
Our next piece is a selection from the musical Man of La Mancha, which is based on the book Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. But if you're not familiar with the musical, it's a little bit different. It's a lot of bit different than the book. It's presented as a play within a play. Set in a dungeon where Cervantes, the original author, is a character. And he is thrown in a dungeon with his manservant during the Spanish Inquisition. And he puts on this play of Don Quixote in order to defend himself inside of the prison. And this song, The Impossible Dream, highlights Don Quixote's idealism, and over time has become a standard, which is part of the theme of our concert. So not just musical theater, but the American Songbook of Standards.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable stars.
Our next selection is, and last, I guess, right on the program, is No One Is Alone from Into the Woods by Stephen Sondheim. Stephen Sondheim in this program sort of represents, and historically represents, a move away from this excerptable standard, kind of hearkening back to some of the Schumann we sang earlier. It is harder to excerpt Sondheim because his music moves very fluidly from scene to scene with a lot of complexity, and even this piece that I'm about to sing is by 4 characters, not 1, so this is an arrangement for a solo. And Sondheim really ushered in kind of a new era of musical theater. So this is No One Is Alone for our final piece.
No one here to guide you. Now you're on your own. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Sometimes people leave you halfway through the road. Others may deceive you. You decide what's good. You decide alone. But no one is alone. People make mistakes. Fathers, mothers, people make mistakes, holding to their own, thinking they're alone. everybody makes one another's terrible mistakes. Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right, you decide what's good. Just remember, someone is on your side, someone else is not. While you're seeing your side, maybe you forgot they are not alone. No one is alone. Hard to see the light now, just to let it go. Things will come out right now, we can make it so. Someone is on your side, no one is alone.
And because Evie did this first, we lied. We have one more piece we can give you. So one more Stephen Sondheim, if you're willing to stick around for it. We're going to just do half of it, which is Being Alive from his musical Company.
Somebody hold me too close, somebody hurt me too deep, somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive, being alive. Somebody need me too much, somebody know me too well, somebody pull me up short and put me through and give me support for being alive. Make me alive, make me alive, make me confused, mock me with praise, let me be used, vary my days, but alone is alone, not alone. Somebody crowd me with love, somebody force me to care, somebody let me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive, being alive, being alive.
That actually concludes our program. Thank you all for coming. For coming / sticking around from church. And happy Father's Day. We are incredibly fortunate that both of our fathers are able to be here with us from out of town. So thank you especially for coming to hear our thing. Happy Sunday.